Recording in progress.
What it do, what it do, what it do. It is your boy, Andrew Schultz, aka Mr. Goody Two Shoes. And who am I with, as always? Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggie. Talk shit or get off the pod. Episode deuce. Pete Hegseth hasn't washed his hands in 10 years. Disgusting. Welcome, motherfuckers.
It's quite the accusation.
No, he said that.
He did?
Yeah, dude. He was on TV bragging about how he hasn't washed his hands in 10 years. This is like while he was like getting vetted for Secretary of War Defense.
I can't remember him. That's just
Yeah, he has a whole, he doesn't wash his hands, dude. And that dude's hands been some places, you know. I mean, you got a mistress of the mistress of the mistress of the mistress of the mistress.
You got them all prego. That's wild. Like, that's
wild that he's not shooting blanks, dude.
That's like MJ. The doctor probably told him he was. He's like, nah, that's cap. That's cap.
That's
talk.
cap, and I don't wear a condom.
It's cap. It's cap talk. That's Jimmy Cap.
Ooh.
Oh, how are
Jimmy
you, sir?
Cap corn.
You can make that. You can keep taking that so much farther. That's Jimmy Cap corn.
And I don't care.
Yeah. But he don't care. He's on to the next one.
On to the next.
He's shucking his way to the next one. How are
And
you,
driving.
sir?
I'm good. Joseph was telling me that I look like a fuckboy again. Like
I said, wear the shorts. No, the look today for the listeners who don't watch the stream, it's the button up all the way to the top with no tie and the slip back. It gives mad like Jake Gyllenhaal and Prisoners. Great movie, by the way. Shout out Prisoners. Bradley Cooper. It's got fucking everybody in it. But yeah, I'm getting like the no quema, which I was telling him means it don't smoke in Spanish, which is a reference to people who truck or street race. So if you ever like say that to somebody, you're telling them it's like basically it don't smoke, bro. You're talking shit. And I figured that out a long time ago. I used to work with a guy who was obsessed with his truck, and I'd say that to him all the time, and he would get fucking pissed. And I was like, that's what I was like. I would say that like as a joke, and I didn't know what it meant. And somebody told me, and I was like, oh, that's why, because this dude was obsessed with his truck. It was a piece of shit, but.
well, speaking of 19 years ago today, Lean Like a Cholo was released. Rapper out of Oxnard, city next to mine.
See, it explains the shirt even more. That's what's happening. Let me see check your socks, fool. What's your sock link, fool?
They're high. The higher the sock, the downer the fool.
That's true. That's true. Have you ever seen that where they're
fool
like
gone
doing
wild.
like the sock test and the dude's wearing like all the way up to his thighs? Basically, he's wearing leggings. He's like damn, bro, like dude, he's out of control.
Downer the fool.
The kids are like raising him up. I've also seen tattoos with like the sock height, where it's like marking them. But you're doing good. What's new in your world?
You know.
No,
Thanks.
That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking. Playing poker. Anything?
I haven't played. I played in a tournament, 68-person tournament. I got 9th place last weekend. But that was the only poker I played.
Like, would you go? We should
knocked out like 7 people, and it was a knockout tournament.
And we should just go to Vegas and meet in Vegas, and do a pod from Vegas.
Down
and go for a couple days. That's what we need to do.
I agree. Sooner than later.
Oh, this summer. I'm trying to go to Vegas this summer, man. Just because, you know, why the fuck not? And they're like, nobody's going. I'm like, perfect.
People are going. People are going.
Oh, yeah. You know that people are still going out there.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad you're doing well and being vague. But, you know. I love when you come in with Tales from the Crypt. Where I'm like,
I do have Tales from the Crypt. I just, you know, I just gotta keep it trill right now.
Is this a new leaf? Where you're kind of close to the vest now? Is that what's happening right now?
I don't like to be close.
Is my boy being close to the vest right now?
No.
Okay. You heard it here first, folks. Not close to the vest. Sorry, that's just never your reaction. You're like,
I know.
it's chill, fool. I'm like, no, that means it's not. What the fuck's going on?
No,
Bro?
things are good.
Did you do
Yeah.
anything for Cinco de Mayo?
Ate
Is
tacos.
it big in LA? I feel like it has to be. Like it's just like
Yeah, it's
probably
big.
cooler. It's like Texas. I mean,
Cinco de Mayo on a Taco Tuesday, dude. I mean, come on.
it's next level. That's
You know what I'm
dangerous.
saying?
That's biblical.
Let's separate the kids from their moms at the border. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez, I guess
No.
that's how you celebrate Taco Tuesday and Cinco de Mayo.
No, I actually had tacos. It was good.
I did think about this yesterday. What's wild is we live in a world where yesterday was Cinco de Mayo and somebody called ice on somebody having a Cinco de Mayo celebration. That happened. Just think, I mean, right? Mathematically, that would have had to have happened in the culture we're in. Not saying that people got arrested or deported or anything like that, but I feel like some racist person who hates Cinco de Mayo called ice on somebody yesterday. I feel like that happened.
Probably in Texas.
Probably in Arizona too. I think it's more statistically impossible.
Why is Arizona catching a stray?
Because it butts up to the border. The closer you get to the border, sometimes the more racist it gets. Sometimes, in most cases.
Not in San Diego, bro.
No racism in San Diego.
I'm not saying none. I'm just saying like it's not like it's more racist.
No, you heard it here first. San Diego, which would make sense. If you had to list 50 cities that would abolish racism first, San Diego would be pretty high on that list. It top 50. Be like, okay. Like Charlotte, North Carolina.
Salt Lake City, probably second. Birmingham, Alabama, probably third.
Yeah, no. Those areas are too black to not have racism. Some of them are.
But they're not too black to not have a congressperson.
True.
Who's black.
Well, it's not in the articles, but that guy in Louisiana who won the county clerk's thing, and then they tried to vote to get rid of the job that he was elected to. So he won the election, and then before he was sworn in, they attempted to vote, or they're in the process of getting rid of the position that he got elected for. So they don't have to. It's some guy who was wrongfully imprisoned, and he won his court case and got out, and then ran for public office and won. And now the state legislature in Louisiana is currently trying to get rid of his position so they don't have to inaugurate him and have him.
That's
join.
great.
Isn't that?
You know, they're doing great things in Louisiana. That forcing the 10 Commandments in every school. You know, like taking away jobs from fucking wrongly accused people.
Building a city and maintaining a city that needs like a 50-foot wall to hold out the ocean.
Last time I was there, the Uber driver wouldn't stop at a red light because she didn't want to get robbed. Like that was tight.
Facts. Yeah,
It's safer to go through a red light than to stop at one. That's when you know things aren't going well.
Yeah, I could get a Marg and fried chicken to go across the street, go to Harris, watch the homeless man shit in the street, and get like, a beignet. Like I could do all of these things within like 60 feet of each other. I was like, man,
shout out.
New Orleans is better than I imagined. Like what? Like
you guys are doing it.
Doing it big. They're doing it big out there.
Cajun style.
Ooh, that's just all right, well good. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad you had a good Cinco.
Yeah, it's chill. You ready for therapy questions?
Yeah.
I updated this first one because the first one I had was a little scandalous. Therapy question number 1. You could make, if you could make any inedible object edible, what are you choosing?
See, I thought about this, not for too long, but I thought about it. And the first thing, I was like, what's the first thing that would come to mind that'd be a safe bet, right? Because you're going to get people that say weird shit, like toolbox or some goofy shit. Candles, bro. If candles could be edible and you could eat a candle and it was edible and it tasted like it smelled, that could be good. Sugar cookie candles, boom. Like you think about it, all those scents.
You mean like candle wax?
Yeah,
I
candle
guess that's
wax.
what a candle
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Unlimited flavors, unlimited. Like Russ Wells, dude. Unlimited. How many candles you got? Unlimited. Like you could be slamming them.
So like the candle from Goop, this smells like my pussy candle,
Yeah,
edible, unlimited.
yeah. Well, then you could.
You want to hear what I first thought of? Like the balls in a ball pit.
Oh, what the fuck?
And then I
Why?
realized how disgusting that would be.
Yeah, that's disgusting. I had to lean all the way back. You're fucked up, fool. Like you get hurt saying some shit like that around here, dog.
What about like like
Look here, my
tree?
cuz, I'm
Like
about to fuck
what
you up.
about trees? What about
May,
trees?
I mean, maybe it depends. But what would a tree taste like? I think it'd be really like gamey, or
Chocolate.
earthy. No, it'd just be like big broccoli or some bullshit.
Big broccoli. That's my
Candle, it'd be
rap
like
pseudonym.
Christmas cookies. You're like, hell yeah. Cinnamon bun. Fuck yeah.
Why wouldn't I just eat a cinnamon bun then?
Because a candle, what if a candle's the healthier option, dog?
Uh,
It is edible. So we'll just pretend in this universe it's a healthy option.
it's
But
not
so it
bad.
would essentially become like almost like I imagine it like a frosting type thing. So candles would be the new frosting. Like it'd probably come in like with a lid.
The new galaxy gas?
Man, damn, I miss Galaxy Gas, bro. Never
That
thought
wah
I'd
wah?
say that. I miss dead ass. I miss Galaxy Gas. Round of applause for that. I know people still do it. It's such a bad idea. There was a
Terrible for you.
period. There was like a 5 or 6 episode period where I was obsessed with Galaxy Gas.
At least.
Perplexed to the max by Galaxy Gas. Just like
Shit.
Ozempic. I was more into Galaxy Gas than I was Ozempic.
Well,
And
at
we were
least
ahead. We were ahead. We were at the forefront of the Ozempic pandemic.
yeah. Speaking of which, still haven't lost any weight on the GLP-3s, but I haven't gained any either.
Why don't you go back? Or are you like, aren't you supposed to do other stuff just besides take it? No, I'm just on Ozempic to maintain a stasis, you know. Ate Chipotle, ate a shit ton of Chipotle. And candles.
Well,
I'm just pounding candles on this Ozempic, bro.
they're the healthier option.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, right? I mean, come on, bro. What are you, huffing Galaxy Gas still? You are? Let me hit it.
I would never try it.
So what because that one that you're on, I mean, because I hear so many different things where people are like, bro, I know somebody who lost like 60 pounds in a day. I'm like, that's
The thing is because I was taking such a low dose in the beginning, so now I've stepped it up. So we'll see.
double dip. Okay.
Not a double dip. I'm getting like closer to like a normal dose.
Did you almost
I'm
fall
still like below
backwards?
like.
That looked like you almost fell back.
Okay. Therapy question number 2. Would you rather a slur come out every time you burp, or every time you sneeze, you have to punch the closest person to you?
They're both terrible. Because it's the closest person to you, so they could be like across the room, and I'm gonna
Have to get up.
have to get up, go punch them, and sneeze. Because I thought about it, and I was like, well, obviously it'd be the punch and sneeze, because then it'd be like, oh, like an involuntary thing. But then I was like, no, if I'm like running across the room to punch somebody while I'm sneezing, there's no playing that.
Well, punching someone is a crime, and a slur is not. That's the way I think.
True, but you could get yourself asked to leave multiple times at places you don't want to be because you're like sneezing, or you'd have to like silence your burp, like leave the room. But at some point, someone would catch you. They're like, "Yeah,
I know, and the
man."
GLP-3s, the only side effects I've had are like occasional burping.
Like, oh no, man. Like, I don't know what he was doing, but he went into the bathroom, burped and then you just said something I won't say on air. Like that would catch up with you quickly too. And you'd have to if you got caught doing it, isolating yourself doing it, it would be almost worse than trying to like cover it in front of people. And like,
like somebody heard you burp and then say like,
yeah.
did you know the N word backwards is brown? Saw that the other day. I was like, weird.
Yeah. It's not it.
All right, Monica.
Yeah, I don't because you don't want to punch somebody, but I also don't want to be caught calling people slurs.
Obviously, that's why it's a hard question.
Yeah, I'm just saying they're both.
I don't want to punch anybody though. I mean,
so yeah, I
some
mean
people,
because
some people.
and it's not that like it's the whole. I'd have to like seek you out to hit you. that would be where you would do that once, and that would be it. 2 times and you'd be in jail, for sure. 3 times and I mean, people just wouldn't.
You would eventually be in jail for the rest of your life.
Yeah, they'd be like, dude, he's sick. When he's sick, watch out, bro. He just starts throwing.
This guy on COVID, knockout artist.
Yeah, like you could become a professional boxer.
Want to hear another crazy fact? If the whole world had a 1v1 round like tournament, you would the person who wins would only have to beat 33 people. And that'd be the whole world. Because they go from 8 billion to 4 billion to 2 billion to 1 billion to 500 million to 250 to 125 and so on until it's 1 versus 1, and that's the 33rd match.
That's a short tournament.
I know. Like one of us could make it out of that.
At least second round. I'd hope I'd make it.
I mean, just depends who you get matched up against. So you could have like
if you made it to like the 4th or 5th round, you'd be like, dude, like I'm crushing it. I'm top 50,000 people in the world. Like you'd be dominating.
Isn't that crazy though to think about?
But there's a lot of people who wouldn't make it past the first round from 8 billion.
Literally half the world. Half the world.
But I mean, a lot of people who think that they wouldn't.
Oh, wouldn't? Yeah. And a lot of people you think that would.
Yeah, they'd be like sleepers, like underdog story.
Right. Luigi just in there going to
people that are telling the stories. They'd be fighting too. Damn, 33 rounds. I didn't even think about that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Therapy question number 3.
It's fucked up. Some Squid Game shit. You'd think it'd be like, 1,000 rounds.
I'm wondering who would make it. Like it'd be like fucking John Cena. Like who's like?
See, yeah, I think, but there's some people. I mean, the strategies. It's 1v1. Like, what are the rules? Is there weapons? No weapons?
It's like MMA. It doesn't matter what the rules are. It just matters. I'm just saying, it's the amount of rounds you have.
Is it a co-ed bracket or a men's bracket, women's bracket? Would it be the top male fighter and the top?
I'm just saying 1v1 the whole world.
There'd be some wild mismatches, dude. There'd be some especially in those first couple rounds when you're in the billions, even in the millions. There'd be some people. No, but probably by the time you got down to like 1 billion people, maybe some of those.
The top 1 billion people in the world are
because you'd have to make it. It couldn't
heavy
be
hitters.
I mean, I think they would be, but some people are going to slip through. Some people are going to get lucky. You might be overpowering. Some people are going to be smart about it. I mean, I feel like it's a no rules fight. It can't be MMA style. You can have it in an MMA cage, but I don't think that you can really dictate. It's 1v1 for the world title. I don't know.
No, you're right. No rules.
Right.
No weapons. No weapons.
But like, there's got to be some easy matchups, like especially those first couple rounds. That might be like you versus like 90-year-old person, and that'd be like super lopsided.
1-year-old.
Yeah. That'd be
babies are going quick.
Cheesy, dude. Jesus, dude.
Peeling off some skin for some bacon fried croquette.
Dude,
my kids gotta eat. Somebody's baby's on the line.
Don't say stuff like that. Oh yeah, that'd be crazy. That's a good movie concept. Well, terrible movie concept.
That is a crazy movie concept.
But that's some like wild Japanese shit you never see. That somebody's like, "Hey man, do you want to see this fucked up movie?" And that's what it would be. It'd be something like that. And you'd be like, "What the fuck did you just show me?"
There's like another one. Okay, well, let's just move on. I'll bring up another concept. I got another concept, but it's half baked, so I don't want to say
Well, yeah, don't but this one fully thought through.
it.
Fully thought through. Yep. But don't know half minute close to the vest.
Okay, therapy question number three. If every day before work you had to be submerged in one liquid that wasn't water and you cannot dry off afterwards, what liquid are you choosing?
So this is shitty because like you would think like, oh, I want to be bathed in, like you wouldn't want to do coffee.
Obviously.
See, I'm thinking
I'm,
like,
I'm hitting up Diddy for the baby oil.
so I'm thinking, see, oh, so that's what you want to be submerged in is baby oil, and then you can't wipe it off.
Somebody's baby's on the line.
You just slimy. They'd be so gross, dude. You just be dripping everywhere all the time. Your clothes would be like, oh, those pit stains. Like, no, they're baby oil stains. Like, right? Like you couldn't wash it off. So you would have to do you deodorant before you get in the baby oil, or you just go deodorantless. Then you're gonna by the end of the day you're gonna be smelling funky and like you're just trying to cover it up in baby oil the whole
Now I
time.
smell like coconut, baby.
You're just gonna have to you just need like that is the
Like cocoa
beginning
butter.
of becoming like Pimpatron 9000 is like you're like, what's up, bitch? Like you just be smelling like baby
Dripping in
oil, like
baby
just
oil.
dripping. Like, hey, girl, like let me put you on game.
All right, well, what are you picking? Maybe like a lotion or something, like something that's supposed to go on your skin.
Like aloe vera, but even
Yeah.
then, see, but that's all goopy. That's gonna stick to you. You can't wipe yourself off. So whatever you dip yourself in, lavender tea, dog. Lavender tea. Quick dip in the hot tea.
Candle wax.
Pull out of the hot tea. You smell a little like lavender. It's really thin. It would blend
What's is
in.
tea sticky?
No, I just wouldn't want to put anything in it. No honey, no
Right.
sugar. You just wanted straight tea, lavender tea,
Not
or
hot.
like chamomile tea. Not warm. You know what I'm saying? Not steaming, but a little warm.
Okay.
A little dip. Take a shower because like you can't dry off afterwards. Could I shower after? No, I guess you have. No, you can't. You're submerged. Yeah, lavender tea.
Like what? What's the stuff that you for? You have the chicken pox, like oatmeal.
Fool, you want to be dipped in oatmeal?
Maybe.
Chunks of
Just in
oats and
general.
shit
Just in general.
in your slick back hair. They'd be like, "What the fuck is that?" It's nougat, girl. I got the, or if you get like the like strawberries and cream,
Cinnamon roll.
the quick caker. Yeah, no, bro. You have little bits of strawberry and blueberry and shit on you. Get out of here. You're picking weird shit. You want to be dipped in oatmeal?
Baby oil.
Baby oil is better than oatmeal.
Is it?
Yes, for dude, you'd be covered in oatmeal. There'd be oatmeal all over. And that would dry to your skin. You'd have to peel that shit off, and it would like hurt sometimes. People would do it for you. They'd be like, "What is that?" Like they'd be confused. And like every person you'd meet, that's the first thing you'd explain. At least the baby oil thing, they wouldn't bring it up. They'd just like, he uses a lot of baby oil, but they'd never really say it to you unless they were like, grilling you or some shit. But most people would let it slide. You just be the baby oil guy. People say something to the oatmeal guy, like, "Hey man, what are you doing in here?" If you just walk it. Cover your cover yourself in oatmeal and walk into a public building and see the reactions you get, clothes or no clothes. People
I'll
are
just
gonna
say
be like,
I had the shingles.
people say, "Hey, bud, what the fuck are you doing?"
Your mic's up.
No, it is really. Oh, there it goes. They'd be like, "Hey, bro."
Oh, you're back. You're back.
They'd be like, "Hey, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you covered in oatmeal? Get the fuck!" Like I would not. People would shut that shit down. That he's with the baby oil. They'd be like, "Oh shit, it's that baby oil guy, dude. He's greasy. Watch out." Yeah. Sup, bitch. Because you would start talking like that after like 2 weeks of being dipped in baby oil. Might turn into Diddy.
Hopefully.
Can't stop, won't stop. Okay,
Eh.
dip me in that baby oil.
Breast milk.
Oh,
You made my day. Final therapy question. Therapy question number 4. If everyone in the world stopped sneezing and punching people in the face afterwards, now stop sneezing, how long would it take for you to notice?
Well, yeah, if you punch people in the face, we'd figure it out real quick. Like nobody got
Obviously.
like the police would release a statement like the world must have stopped sneezing because we haven't been arresting people. Um,
I think it would
I
take
think
me a long time because like
it would take a couple weeks for sure.
I don't have allergies, so it's like I wouldn't notice it for myself. It would have to be like my mom or my brother being like, you know what,
I haven't
my
sneezed.
allergies have like gone away, and before I would notice it.
Yeah, it'd be like probably like 3 or 4 weeks before I'd be like, hey, it'd start out as like a weird like story, like, hey, what's going on? To be like Inside Edition or some shit, and then it'd be like debated on, you know, OAN or whatever. Where it'd be like, did Jesus
Start paying
stop?
your boys OAN.
Did Jesus? We could take the hard conservative right and just like
Oh,
try to
just
get
join the manosphere real
and
quick.
join OAN. That's not the manosphere. That's the America First sphere. And join that, and then like crash it from the inside.
There's a Venn diagram of America First and a manosphere.
Really?
There's definitely an overlap.
Yeah. No, I'd say there's an overlap. Yeah.
It's not
But
like a perfect circle, but
yeah, and then they'd start talking about it. But it would take everybody who sneezes on a regular basis to like proclaim.
inform the world that their
Yeah,
allergies have been
because
cured.
because they always tell you when they're sneezing, like, oh, my allergies are killing me right now.
Because I'm
So
not even a guy who says bless you after someone sneezes. I just feel like I'm just bringing attention to your sneeze. Like, you do you. I don't need to like bring it up.
I do that's bless or blessed is a good gaslight word. Like not gaslight, but in specific conversations. Whenever if you're dealing with somebody who could be difficult, and you're like, oh, just like say blessed. They'll be like, thank you. Most people. Um, I say bless you though, or gesundheit, or salud, which is bless you. I feel like that's the
I
right thing to do.
I know, but I don't get it.
And you went to cotillion, and you
I
don't do
did.
this, and you
We
don't
didn't
do
talk about
this.
that shit.
They didn't.
No, it's too busy getting my motherfucking waltz on.
True.
We're done with therapy questions. Now we're on to the articles.
You and these dramatic pauses. I won't take them from you. This is from the AP World News. Cruise ship with hantavirus outbreaks heads to Canary Islands after 3 are evacuated. I mean, I'm sure we have listeners that are super pro. I want to go on cruises. Man, you're crazy. After that poop cruise thing we saw, I think we did an episode on it. I think it was called Poop Cruise. But whenever that they had all their septic tanks burst and were leaking all up, cruises are disgusting. The more affordable the cruise, the grosser. Cape Verde, 2 patients with hantavirus and 1 suspected of infection were evacuated Wednesday from a cruise ship at the center of a deadly outbreak, the UN agency said. The ship was detained at Camp Verde, where nearly 150 people were on board, isolated in their cabins, and then headed to Spain's Canary Islands. Associated Press footage shows workers in protective gear evacuating 3 patients. 2 arrived at Amsterdam's airport Wednesday. That's a great place to send them to the fucking airport. Wednesday evening, and were taken to separate hospitals. 3 people have died, and 1 body remained on the ship. Ugh. The World Health Organization said of 8 recorded cases, 5 were confirmed by laboratory testing. This virus usually spreads by inhaling contaminated rodent droppings and can be spread person to person. Though that is where, according to whose top epidemic expert said the risk to the public is low. So this is the same thing that Gene Hackman's wife died of, where you inhale. So that means that there's rats shitting all over this boat. People were breathing in contaminated air surrounding this contaminated rat shit, and it's killed multiple people, all on a cruise ship. So even if they don't die, there are rats shitting all over your cruise ship. That's crazy, man. This is like absolutely nuts. So then all the pictures and stills of it is this boat like out in the middle of the ocean. I was explaining to somebody like, nah, like they have to thoroughly vet all of these people before they let them off of this boat. Test everybody.
What's the
Isolate.
disease called?
It's a hantavirus, so HANTAVIRUS. Health officials in Europe and Africa are trying to identify people who may have had contact with people who left the ship earlier, which departed on April 1st from South Africa for stops in Antarctica and several other remote Atlantic islands. The Argentine officials investigating the origins of the outbreak said the government's leading hypothesis is that a Dutch couple contracted the virus while bird watching in the city of Ushuaia before boarding. They said the couple visited a landfill during the tour and may have been exposed to rodents. That's just them being like, no, it's not on the ship. Somebody like, nah, bro. Like their ship's included now. Burn it.
What's the cruise line?
Passenger on the cruise ship. It doesn't show. Let me see if it gets to it. So the couple visited a landfill. Officials say those still on board show no symptoms. Dutch foreign minister said that 3 people evacuated Wednesday were a 41-year-old Dutch national, a 56-year-old British national, and a 65-year-old German national, who said testing in Senegal confirmed that 2 of these evacuees were infected with the virus. 2 of the evacuees were in serious condition. Dutch ship operator Oceanwide Expeditions, so there you go, said that the third had no symptoms but was closely associated with the German passenger who died on the MV Honduras ship on Saturday. So they're leaving him on a boat. I wonder, is that the dude? He's like, my buddy's still dead. I'm locked up in the cabin. Nobody will come help me. That's a nightmare, man. Cruise ships are terrifying. I went on a cruise when I was a kid, and I don't know if I fuck with cruises like that anymore.
I've gone back and forth on it.
No, this is like a long, like they're going from South Africa to Antarctica. That's a long ass cruise. It left on April 1st.
I don't want to go to Antarctica anyways. What the fuck?
I do, but like if I got there, the first thing I do is try to go like to where they tell you not to go. Because there's all those.
Same with North Korea or what?
Maybe, you know.
That's how you get fucking dead.
But no, for real, there's like so much of Antarctica that's off limits that I just want to poke around and be like, let's go.
You don't poke around Antarctica, dude.
Why not?
Because you die. It's too cold.
Go in the summer, duh.
Okay.
Dude, all you got to do is fly over the ice wall, and then you keep going, and then you reach, the other side, because, the Earth is flat, and it's really...
Who's going to fly you?
I'll find someone, dude. Vin Diesel. Toretto, dude. He'd do it for family. If I told him his family went over the ice wall, he would do it. Health officials said passengers and crew still on the ship were without symptoms. Their journey to the Canary Islands will take 3 or 4 days. So, like, knowing that you're trapped on a boat for 4 days with, like, a dead body with someone who got a virus and from huffing rat poop, and you're going to be around it. Because what they're saying is this is extremely rare for it to pass from person to person. So, Gene Hackman's wife contracted it from rodents, I'm pretty sure, like, inside their house. And then that's why Gene Hackman passed away, is because she died from it. And then he was, like bedridden, medication and stuff like that. So this is like, I know people that are extremely spooked out and terrified by this specific virus. Because that's how you get it, how you contract it. And knowing how to handle it before it's too late is pretty difficult. Would you get on a cruise? Like not to Antarctica, let's say it's to Alaska. Would you go on a 3-week cruise to Alaska?
3 weeks to Alaska sounds stupid.
My dad does, or used to do cruises like this, but they'd be like more like riverboat, not like this big of a ship, but where you would go like through Europe and it would take you around Europe. They used to
like on a Viking.
No, not on a Viking ship. That'd be badass.
No, Viking is like the river cruise ship.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure which companies. They do them every single year, and they stopped because the travel was too difficult. But I mean, that's really what this, 41 Dutch national. I mean, that's pretty young, but then I guarantee you a lot of the people, the average age group of the people on this is probably pretty high, right?
Yeah.
Like, cause I mean, I'm gonna leave on April 1st, and I'm gonna go on a cruise, and I'm gonna be gone, and it's May. That sounds fucking nice. Like, I couldn't imagine going on a cruise to Antarctica and random Atlantic islands. It's got to be so expensive to do something like that.
I don't know. I never tried.
Well, no, I'm not doing it. Any
Could be
thoughts
worse.
on
They could
that?
be in the Strait of Hormuz.
True. True. That is true. Imagine being one of these people who was in contact with one of them and knowing you're like, oh shit, like that dude that we bumped into at the pub has the rat shit virus. He just died. People are looking for me. That would be, I mean, that like to be a person of interest in a pandemic would be probably pretty scary. Would you turn
Meaning,
yourself in?
like, uh,
You initially said no,
with,
and I
with
like
this government,
with any government.
with this government,
With ours, no.
yeah.
Fuck no. But like Peter Thiel would find you. He'd be like,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
got his
Palantir
location
finding me
right now.
real quick. Yeah, yeah.
I'm watching him through his Tickle Me Elmo doll. This kid's sick.
The slogan of the Antichrist is peace and prosperity.
He's obsessed with the Antichrist.
Yeah.
150 people on a cruise, that's kind of small. See, the poop cruise, I'm pretty sure that was a Carnival cruise, which is a big fuck off ship. But I mean, they got to be giving away tickets to cruises now, right? I mean,
No, I think the cruise lines are doing really well. I know Disney's are.
well, that's like because that's all family. Like I know that some of them aren't because they're what is it? There's like no more. What do they say? No more Bluetooth speakers on carnivals. No more all you can drink stuff. Like they've really put in all these restrictions because the cruises have just been getting rowdier and rowdier. But yeah, I'd go on like
I go to like Cabo.
like Norwegian. I'd go on one of like the bougie European ones. But I'm not stepping foot on a Carnival cruise.
Yeah.
No way. That's what we were on. We were on the Ecstasy. That was the name of the ship.
Ooh.
And I was like, what's that? What's Ecstasy? And I found out 6th grade. No, it's fine. Next one is from NPR by Ava Berger. Do you know how to say wash? Wait, do you say wash or warsh? Which I know some people actually say warsh.
Here's say wash because I'm literate.
Here's where the pronunciation comes from. Kevin Warsh is President Trump's nominee to lead the Federal Reserve, and for some, for some, the sound of his name holds a particular meaning, specifically his last name. My grandmother was a real tyrant about cleanliness, Patricia T. O'Connor, an author and language commentator, said. She would say, "Show me your hands. I don't think you washed those hands." That's right, wash, not washed. Iowa. This guy O'Connor writes a grammar blog with her husband, Stuart Kellerman. The pronunciation is part of an American dialect that is losing steam, thank the Lord. Linguists told NPR, you may also hear it in Washington, D.C. Have you ever heard anybody say that?
No. I've definitely heard my mom say Warsh.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's your mom from originally?
Pasadena, California.
She's just choosing to do that. Warsh's name may have even been Wash or Walsh at some point, said Polly Reed, Associate Professor of Phonics and Phonology at the University of Alabama. But then again, he said, names are tricky. For the installment of NPR's Word of the Week, the breakdown is a particular pronunciation of wash, starting with the immigration of Scottish-Irish people to North America and to its gradual decline across the U.S. So where did it originate? Yeah, so it's Scottish-Irish people. And they moved to South Midland, U.S., starting at the end of the 18th century. They were a group that moved from Scotland to Northern Ireland, specifically the Ulster province. They're known for their use of strong R's and being rhotic.
Yeah, my grandma's from Pittsburgh, so.
Okay, see that makes sense because they feel like that's definitely like a Pennsylvania thing, like Warsh because they say crick instead of creek. So like we go down to the creek, and what do they say? How do they say water?
Water.
Well, water. Let's get some water. Oh, just thought it was interesting. The enduring legacy of Warsh. Um, he studies speech variations of the Appalachian region, so he's trying to understand how people in the Appalachian Mountains talk. Use the concept rootedness. It's a local attachment in people, place, and to pronunciation and certain words. With the pronunciation like Warsh, it's always the stories about someone's aunt or their grandmother or grandfather, their mama or their papa. Yeah, so it's like you.
You know why my grandma's from Pittsburgh? Because her dad played in the NFL.
What position?
Don't ask me follow-up questions.
Why not?
This is to be honest, I don't know. But like leather helmet type shit.
Mm. So my dad sent me a picture years ago, and it's I guess like my great grandpa or something. It was like his grandpa was gonna go play professional football, but didn't. His parents made him go do something else. But he sent me some picture, and it basically looks like my dad in a black and white photo and some like Harvard football uniform. It's pretty crazy. There was a lot of
soft
dudes.
flex with the Harvard.
There's lots of dudes. I mean, there was like what? That was one of like 15 schools you could go to back in the day. Way easier to get into. They're like, where are you going to? Dartmouth. Like, the longer it's existed, the shorter that list gets.
It is the longest. It's the first college that was created in the United States is Harvard. But dude, how many people do you think go every year, freshman year? What size do you think their freshman class is?
To Harvard?
Yeah.
Because you're asking me this, I feel like A, you already know.
I do.
Let's say 750 people.
Yeah. 1,500.
Okay.
1,500 people go every year. And it's like insane. It's like so small. These motherfuckers have like a $60 billion fucking endowment. You know, it's like they're just a hedge fund that offers classes.
Yeah, I don't think it started out that way.
Well, that's what it is now.
Yeah, of course.
1,500 fucking people, Harvard.
Would you marry somebody who says Warsh? Warsh? Could you date somebody who talked like that? Give me some water. Let's go smoke a bowl down by
my
the
dad's
creek.
from Philly, dude.
Like, so you could?
I guess.
You don't sound very thrilled about it. Ladies, wash your hands clean. Yeah, that's what I got. I just thought it was interesting. And obviously they're like, we need something to talk about, but that's not too terrible. This is a little close to your area. This is from ABC News. Over a dozen charged in federal drug operations at Los Angeles MacArthur Park, says the DOJ.
I heard it was only 18 people, but okay.
So 18 defendants. Over 2 dozen charged. But now it's saying, yeah, so far 18 defendants have been arrested in a federal drug trafficking in connection with the operation, including 2 to believe the main sources of fentanyl and methamphetamine in the troubled park. You ever go out there? Have you ever been out there? It's described as an open air drug market.
Yeah, it is. It's like, and it's like it used to be like a really nice park. And then now, and then
I've been to MacArthur Park.
They've like put up like barriers, like so that it's like where you can't even like use the sidewalk, but then there's like still drugs. I don't even know.
But like there's people behind the barrier, so they cage them in.
Kind of.
Really?
Yeah, it's like they like, and they've spent like a shit ton of money trying to like clean it up, and they haven't done anything.
Yeah, so far they've been at the Trouble Park.
Like I feel like LA gets too much shit, but this is like one park, one area that like they deservedly should get shit for.
Yeah. Today we began reclaiming MacArthur Park from criminals and drug addicts and returned this public space to the citizens of Los Angeles. The complaint charges all 25 defendants with the intent to distribution of a controlled substance in and around a park. Really, that's the goofiest thing if they've been doing it that long. It's located in West downtown LA. Those charged include street dealers and suppliers who've been selling drugs openly here at MacArthur Park. How long would you say MacArthur Park has been like this?
At least since the pandemic, for sure.
Really? Is that really when it like took a turn, or
I mean, I couldn't tell you exactly, but I know like it's been at least that long.
was there do you think the pandemic contributed to homeless taking over places like that, since there's no one really out and they
Yeah,
could like roam freely?
they like passed a lot of laws where like they like loosened up the laws like where you could be home. It wasn't illegal to be homeless. You know how it is usually. Like for a certain, it's like you could park your fucking camper here for like a certain amount of days instead of like not at all. I think was like and then it just got too far or went too far. And now they're like trying to break up these homeless encampments.
Hmm. That moves that the complainant affidavit alleges that
Sorry, unhoused. We should be saying unhoused, Joseph.
two more than 2 dozen fentanyl and meth drug deals occurred in and around the park from March 9th to April 15th. Yeah, I'm sure. Probably way more than that.
Yeah, no shit.
At the home of one of the defendants, they found 40 pounds of fentanyl. That's crazy.
Jesus, that's insane. That is insane. 40 pounds of fentanyl. You could kill literally the whole fucking
State.
globe.
There you go. That's insane.
Like, I'm not kidding. Like, that's insane. This, like, you need like a speck of that shit to die. 40 pounds? Why would anybody, dude, to bring that motherfucker out in public and execute him? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, how do you have that in a room and not die? How do you walk into that room without like a fucking hazmat suit on and not die? 40 pounds?
40 pounds, one person.
Fuck that person, dude.
Two of the defendants charged in the complaint allegedly served as one of the main sources of fentanyl powder and meth distributed in the park on behalf of the 18th Street Gang. Have you ever heard of this gang?
No.
Watch out, you have now. The couple,
Okay.
the couple, so they're together, are accused of storing, stashing drugs at businesses near the park for distribution by street level dealers. So they were just like the plug. They were just like dropping, like dead drops, as they call them.
40 pounds. Is that all the fentanyl in the world? Like, what?
No, just one guy in MacArthur Park.
It's insane. What are they doing?
Imagine how much you're moving to need to warrant having 40 pounds. Not just like that's so much and that's insane, right? Because it's so deadly and dangerous.
Customers?
But how do you have how do your customers stay alive? How long?
How cheap is this shit to make? Like, why do we? Ugh.
The operation comes after the leadership of the 18th Street Gang was arrested. That's why you never heard of them. In March on federal charges alleging that the gang controlled MacArthur Park as an open-air drug marketplace, using tents to avoid detection by police and blend in with the homeless population. That's kind of smart, dude. That's like in Walking Dead when they got Alpha and Beta. I didn't get that far. I just know there was 2 crazy white people who would cover themselves in zombie guts, wear zombie masks, and walk among the zombies and sneak up on people. And so that's like what they were doing. These gangsters were pretending to be homeless to move 40 pounds of fentanyl. That's insane. That's crazy. The fact that it reached that point is also wild. Like I always
that's the part that's stupid. It's like that's what I'm saying. Like that's when liberals be going too far. It's like when you're letting like 40 pounds of fentanyl just sit there in a park.
Well, that was in his house.
I know, but you know what I'm
He
saying.
was breaking it off and bringing it out. I gotta go home and re-up. I'll be right back. Like that's crazy. Like that's insane. This is not a one and done operation, he said Wednesday. We have a 300 law enforcement personnel on this operation, and they're not going anywhere. And we've got bigger guns than the gangsters, so we're not going anywhere.
Who's saying that? Like Mayor Bass?
Ellison Iselli. Where is he? Where does it say?
Like a sheriff or something?
A U.S. attorney, former first assistant U.S. attorney.
Okay.
So that he's out there in like what looks like an FBI jacket.
See, this is the type of shit that like Trump could be doing, like that like you get bipartisan support on, you know?
Oh, I totally
take the
agree.
fentanyl off the fucking streets, bro. Like do that.
That's crazy. 40 pounds. That's millions of dollars. Millions of
Millions
dollars.
of dead people.
No, I know. Like, that's the whole concept of it is crazy because it's such a swing. Like, I think we said this before on the podcast, but man, like, it's crazy to think that in 2003, it'd be safer to drive down to Deep Ellum and go buy like ecstasy tabs off some random dude in a bar or a street corner than it would be to like go buy something from somebody you know. You know, like you think about the things that people we knew, the stories that we heard about what people would, the extents or the stories that people would go through to go get stuff and come back, and how far you'd have to go get it. And now, like, you can go to MacArthur Park and somebody's got 40 pounds of fent. Like, that's just so, it's reached such a hyperbolic extreme, and not just the amounts, but like
The potency.
yeah, the potency and like the deadliness of these drugs. Like, it's just like, it honestly, it's like just, you know, constantly like doubling up, double it up, double or nothing, double
Right.
or nothing, double or
Just bring
nothing.
back black tar heroin, dude. I mean, come on.
Like, yeah, right. Like, it is. It's like saying it's like playing blackjack, paying a $500 hand, and you're walking away with like $1,000, and then it's like, okay, double it. And there are these people, and it's like society with their drugs has just continued to up the ante on it, where it basically takes something where, you know, a speck the size of like as wide as my eyelash and is like and like a fraction of the size of it in length would kill like 20 people. That's crazy. Like, the appeal of something like that is wild. Like, you really, it's like playing, if you're doing drugs like that at this point. I mean, I hear stories about people like they now you have to test stuff. So there's like drug dealers who have tests to prove that there's no fentanyl in stuff.
They have, yeah, which I've been given those tests. And then also they have a vending machine out here where you can get free fentanyl tests. And they're giving Narcan out like it's fucking, you know.
Well, yeah, you got dudes hanging out at fucking Echo Park, rolling around Nokiamaka with like.
Not Echo Park. They got gentrified.
No, I know. I'm just saying another park I know that I've been to. But
Yeah.
MacArthur Park, like they're walking around, dude's got 40 pounds
Echo
of
Park,
fent.
they're walking around with PBRs and ironic mustaches.
True. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's just insane to me. It's good to see them doing something about it as well. You know, California does catch a lot of shit, and there is all the debates that have been going on.
The debate last night.
Which has been crazy. I was gonna put an article in about it, but it was just like too much shit. What was your take on that? Since we're on the California.
I know people were like into Javier Becerra. I felt like he took a lot of shit, but
Well, they're
one
all
of my takes.
involved in some scandals. Everybody up there is like involved.
I mean, not
in some...
really though. Like they're like kind of phony scandals. But one of my takes was because there's two Republicans up on the stage. It was 7 people, 5 Democrats, I think, 2 Republicans. It's like if the Republican Party was like the Republicans in California, our country would be so much better off.
Yeah.
And that's like, because like you watch that debate and you're like, oh, this guy's not a fucking scumbag. Like I might not like agree with him, but he's not like a piece of fucking shit like Donald Trump is, you know?
Yeah.
Like so, but not that I would vote for either of the Republicans. One of them was British.
Yeah. Who's that?
And when the other one's a cop.
Yeah, the sheriff who's actually embroiled in like some scandals too.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He took a bunch of Fulton County or Fuller County, Riverside County ballots to do some investigation.
Oh yeah,
and all that
he did
stuff.
Do that. Yeah.
So there was a point where everybody's just like talking shit to each other.
Yeah,
that's what it was. Pointing out his scandals, and he's like, "Yeah, but you had a guy who wasn't going to get paid enough, so you illegally paid him with campaign funds to bump up his salary. Paid it to like this guy's wife." Through the chief of staff for Gavin.
Well, that was Javier Becerra.
Yeah.
His chief of staff, like they like paid him more money through campaign contributions, and he got indicted. So, of the 5, I wouldn't vote for the 2 Republicans. Of the 5 Democrats, I'd be fine with 4 of them: Katie Porter, Javier Becerra, Matt Mahan, and Tom Steyer.
What do you think about Katie Porter? Because Katie Porter was a big
I
splash
actually,
before,
yeah,
way
I
back,
full
anti-Trump.
disclosure, full disclosure. I applied to run or to be a part of her campaign.
Okay.
That's what I feel about it.
Because she's, whiteboard, calling
Right.
people out. She has that really big gotcha moment when she's talking with the whiteboard with, I think it was the CEO of JP Morgan Chase. Maybe. I can't remember. She was
Jamie Dimon.
questioning him, asking him about like how much somebody gets paid, what their
Yeah, it
salary
was
would
him.
be, and then she breaks it on. Just for listeners who haven't seen it, it's a great
No, I
clip.
know, I know. No,
It's
I'm
a
just
really
thinking
great
clear.
clip, and you can see why she was like hotbed. She comes off as kind of like suburban mom-esque, and like her tone, her demeanor, her look. She seems like she just comes off like that, like your best friend's mom. But is definitely a whip when it comes to calling people out, and she's notorious for her whiteboard.
Yeah, she just had a bad moment when she was in an interview with a local reporter in NorCal, and she's like, "I'm not going to answer any more of these questions," and like yelled at her and like took the mic off, and everybody's like, "What the?"
What originally happened is before the interview, or while she was on the interview, she started crashing out on people that were there. So some of her staff were in the background,
Walked into the shot, yeah,
and
but that
she
was
was
different.
like,
That was the next. That was like, I don't think those were at the same day. That wasn't the same day.
that makes it worse. Because she completely crashes out and cusses these people out,
Right.
and it shattered the image of what people thought of her. She had a very good image in the
True.
public eye, in her demeanor, how she conducted herself in difficult conversations, how she would question people and not be overtly rude, but call them out on their bullshit. So when they saw her be like, "Get the fuck out of my shot," everybody was like, "Whoa, shit!" Like, and then
I know, but then it's like if a guy did that, I don't think anybody would give a shit.
yeah, but and true, and that's any woman in politics who's really got that kind of bravado to her, they always kind of get shit. Like we saw it with someone else. Was it?
Amy Klobuchar.
Yeah, I was gonna say Amy Klobuchar. She got a lot of shit for being like an ice queen and just
she
being
threw a
mean.
stapler at someone.
Yeah, being mean as fuck, right? But
Yeah, she's bossy. She's a bitch. Like
yeah.
that's just like no, nobody would ever say that about like Trump.
So, but if
who's
you
a
don't
dick.
have those gaffes by Katie Porter, is she in the lead?
It's crazy. This fucking Swalwell was in the goddamn lead
Yeah.
until he started, Bill Cosbying everybody.
True.
I don't know. Yeah, like she was my
Bill
favorite
Cosbying
politician.
people
She was
the
my
whole
favorite
time.
politician for a second, for sure. But now, I mean, even me, like it threw me off. Like that shit. I was like, ugh. Like, is she on point? Like, or is she like so caught up? Like, I don't know. But who I didn't want to like was Matt Mahan, but I kind of do. He's the mayor of San Jose. I
Okay.
wasn't even sure if he was a Democrat at first until like he finally, because he wouldn't say that in his like ads, and then he finally did. Because I think people were getting the point like, "Are you a Republican, bro?" But he seems cool. Tom
So
Steyer is a billionaire, so that's iffy. But he's like sued Trump 3 times and won.
he's also all about taxing people. I remember there was a part where Katie Porter tried to have a gotcha moment where he was talking about how this bill that would increase taxes would be like a one like this that's up for vote, potentially up for on the ballot in November for y'all. Um, he was questioned about would he support it, and he said if it came up, he'd vote for it, but it's not extreme enough. He was like, what we need to do is, I believe that was Steyer, right?
Yeah, I mean Steyer's all about taxing corporations and
So, and he
billionaires.
said he wanted to close the corporate tax loop, the real estate loophole tax.
Right, because yeah, his thing is this is true. Like in California, like you pay taxes. Your property tax is a percentage of what you bought your house for. So like my aunt and uncle, not to put y'all on blast, but they've got like a sick ass house in San Clemente, worth millions of dollars. They bought it for $75,000. They pay property tax as if it was $75,000 still, and it's millions of dollars. So who does that help? Boomers. So Disneyland bought the property in Anaheim for cheap back in the 70s. They still pay property taxes based on the cheap ass land they bought in the 70s, not like the millions and millions and millions of dollars it's worth now.
billions of dollars, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, I get that makes sense. So damn, shout out to my grandma living in Van Nuys, paying nothing. Let's go.
Yeah, she bought the house a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, they bought the house in like the 50s or something.
Yeah, exactly. So right. So that's like the least progressive tax ever, dude. It's like your house is just appreciating every year in value, but you don't have to pay any more taxes on it.
Do you think if they did something like that, a lot of boomers would lose their homes?
I don't know. I haven't
I
done
think
math on that.
because I do feel like there is an effort to not do certain things like that to maintain that generation's
Oh
wealth
yeah,
and
dude. That's all they
stability.
do is pull the fucking ladder up.
Like that's really what it is. Like so happy I bought a fucking house. And whenever Trump got reelected, I literally was like, I need to do this now before I might not ever be able to afford to do this again.
Yeah.
Period. Like otherwise I could be fucked later. And not that I couldn't, but it's just like it will be more of a pain in the ass. It's only going to cost me more at this point. Um, yeah, that's a terrible ass
Law.
law. That's horrible. So that makes
Yeah.
sense. And that was his response. And then Katie Porter, tried to be like, so are you going to vote for it? Like trying to be like, get it. He's like,
See, that's
yeah.
the thing. Like she's like too in her head now. Like before, like it seemed like very organic, like her calling people out and shit. And now it's like seems like calculated to like the point where it's not even like effective. It's like okay, are you just like trying to just you're just like being like you're being like bitchy, not to like say like what I just like said people accuse women of doing. I'm just saying it's like you're like she would come at people, but she would for a reason. And now I feel like she's coming at people just to come at people because that's like the brand.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, she though in the way she would lead, it was before she would do this gradual walking them to a point where she's like,
Yeah,
you know, you fucked up, right? You see that now? You see where you fucked up? And she would like walk them through it. It's like you being like, I know the answer, and your teacher saying, okay, show me your work. And then you have to get up on the board and draw it out, and you can't
yeah.
fucking do it. And they're like, so you're full of shit, right? You cheated, right? Like she was really good at that. And now it's just like confrontation for, the sake of confrontation.
Exactly.
Which makes it makes it more disingenuous. And if there's anything that right now in current politics, whether it's the right or the left, is being disingenuous in what your approach would be.
Authenticity.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
The Paxton porn and shit, dude, back to back. Just these are crazy.
Those are the two guys running for Senate.
It's like, what did it say today? And the runoff.
Two Republicans running for Senate.
Two of my favorite Texas politicians. My dad's like, I voted for Cornyn before. He's like, but he's just boring. Well, I mean, you had to choose between the two because the other person who could have voted was like absolutely absurd.
Beto.
But was it Beto?
I mean, if you're just talking about Democrats,
Beto?
he was the last one to run.
Against
That might have been against Ted Cruz. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that was. I think that Beto was against Cruz. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Cornyn is like just old school establishment. But yeah, the commercial today, it was like, what did it say? It was like there was two guys who like abused kids. They got no jail time and didn't even have to register. That's because Ken Paxton loves pedos. Like, dude, they're saying crazy shit. Crazy.
He does, though. He does.
And like, he was too busy using campaign funds to pay for Ubers to cover up his extramarital affair. He got divorced for non-biblical reasons, like for biblical reasons. Like, dude, and then Cornyn's just standing there, and it's like, oh, cops. Like that's why cops don't like Ken Paxton. They know Paxton. They know he loves pedos. And then it's like, I'm John Cornyn,
that's like when
and
we
I
ran
approve this message. You're like, holy shit. And then right after it, it's like, guess who voted with Joe Biden every single time? Which is not true, but he's like, guess who voted? Of course it was Cornyn. Cornyn's a perv. Like, dude, they say I watched both campaign ads tonight, back to back, during a basketball game, San Antonio Spurs basketball game. I heard the word pedophiles, perverts, at least 15 times between the two commercials, and they're 30 to 45 seconds long. So at one point he's just like, pervert, pervert, pervert. Ken Paxton likes to fuck people other than his wife and pay for Ubers with campaign funds because he's a pervert.
I think we just got the episode title: Pervert, Pervert, Pervert.
Pervert. I'm John Cornyn and I approve this message. You're like, oh shit, bro. And they're buddies. They used to be buddies. That's what's really crazy is they've got so much dirt on each other. But Cornyn, everything with Cornyn, he's just a goofy ass old man. He just needs to like retire. But Paxton might be the Antichrist. We might be watching the rise of one of the dirtiest politicians calling people while he's having a vote to be impeached, calling people on their cell phones during the open air discussions and giving statements. And one of them is like, I think he's calling me right now. And he goes, yeah, he is. And mutes it and sets it back down. It's on video. And get back. It's like, you motherfuckers. This wonky ass eye. And that's what they said. They go, those are evil. Those are the eyes of an evil person. Something like that, bro. And it's zoomed in.
He's like cross-eyed.
He's like, and it's like zoomed in, like right in the T-zone, bro. Like close up of this wonky ass eye, dude. Like,
I like that.
Like makes this shit that they do to Kash Patel's wacky eye, like
googly eye Kash Patel.
Like, dude, like Montessori schoolwork. It is not even preschool, dude. Montessori. Like, this is class before class. That's how low grade it was. And it, like, went from, like, red, white, and blue to, like, pitch black. And I was just like, bro, next time it comes up, I'll take a photo of it. It's cringe as shit. But it's not to the extent that you're seeing. Like, it's out here, it's two Republicans battling it out to go up against Tallarico. As where... in California, like you said, even the Republicans, you might disagree, but they still sound more reasonable. Like Texas is so unreasonable right now. It's crazy. It's fun to watch, honestly, because right after one ends, it's like...
it's fun to watch, except for one of those fools is going to get elected.
I think Tallarico has a chance.
I do too.
I think he has more of a chance than people say. Like, and I was at a function where people were like, oh... Cornyn or Paxton, and I was like, so what are y'all's takes on Tallarico? And they're like, oh, that nut. Like, they just think he's crazy. And I'm like, he's not that bad.
He's not crazy at all compared to your fucking Republicans.
Yeah, but I was like, hey man, I was like, okay, you could disagree with them, but those guys are like two of the dirtiest politicians. Or like Ken Paxton is one of the dirtiest politicians. And he's like, well, I don't know about that. Like, I'm like, no, dude, like it's proven. Like, there's other people who like got arrested, got indicted, have fines. He got impeached, and then they didn't vote to uphold the impeachment. But like a bunch of Texas Republicans were like, "This dude's fucking wild. He's paying for lifts." You know, Matt Gaetz style, dude. Like he was on some like old boomer Matt Gaetz shit, which is like, I mean, I guess safer. He wasn't like hanging out with Epstein, but last one. Trump's success at purging Republican dissenters may not help him in midterm elections. This is from the AP by Thomas Beaumont and Bill Barrow. 5 months ago, President Donald Trump was stinging from one of his first political defeats on his second term as Republican state senators defied him on redistricting in Indiana. He has now proved that he can push wayward party members. He can still punish wayward party members after he endorsed a slate of challengers who defeated almost every single one of the lawmakers he wanted to dislodge. But that success may not help Republicans' odds in November and midterm elections. With Trump's sagging poll numbers, lingering inflation, and frustration over the war in Iran have boosted Democrats' chance at retaking control of Congress. Some Republicans are worried that the inter-party fighting are costing time and money and should be focused on defeating their majority or defending their majorities in Washington. Every dollar going towards keeping seats we already have and not towards winning ones we don't. So they're basically, and that's what really matters, is Rick Tyler, a Republican strategist who has been critical of the president, which is true. John Cornyn spent $91 million just to...
I think, isn't it like the most
ever
funded
spent? Yeah.
in a primary for Senate?
Yeah. Just to have a runoff. Not a good look. And there's a lot of people said if he didn't win that a lot of people were going to defect from I think it was Colin Allred, or maybe it was, what was the guy's name?
No, that's his name.
Yeah, he just won his seat and then agreed to redistrict and then lost it. He was pushing for his people to go vote for Ken Paxton over voting for Cornyn. So that's why they said, like, oh, well, that would swing the majority in Paxton's favor.
Well, Allred was the Democrat that was running, I thought.
No, okay, so who's the third guy that was running who just, like, got demolished but refused to drop out? Sorry, I gotta look this up.
Did you see the Kentucky Derby winner? It was the first time a woman trainer won the Kentucky Derby.
No, I did not. Pull it.
Joseph's looking up this third Republican that nobody cares about.
Well, no, it matters. Wesley Hunt, because John Cornyn got 41.9%, 41.9%, so just a little under 1 million votes. Ken Paxton got 881,000 votes. Wesley Hunt got almost 300,000 votes. So they're saying that if he were to take that, he would have overtaken Cornyn. So that's where they're saying, oh, there's a big thing. Now with Tellerico, he had 1.2 million people vote for him, and then Jasmine Crockett lost by 200,000 people. So there's a lot of people who would rather it have been Jasmine Crockett versus one of those guys, but the fact that it's Tellerico makes them a little bit more nervous. And she's from Dallas, and she lost. I mean, I guess she won the surrounding area, but she did not do as good even in Dallas as she thought she was going to. But we've seen this all over the place, this redistricting and gerrymandering. However, Trump doesn't seem to have any second thoughts about purging his party of dissenters. Indiana primary will likely bolster his confidence in other primaries this month as he tries to oust U.S. Senator Bill Cassidy from Louisiana and U.S. Representative Thomas Massey of Kentucky. It also ratchets up the pressure on Republican lawmakers in other states to move more aggressively to redraw congressional district boundaries this year. Alabama and Tennessee have already begun special sessions that could limit black voters' strength in Democratic-leaning districts, and some of Trump's allies in South Carolina want to follow suit. We did see where the Supreme Court threw out the districting in Louisiana, where they created originally the new maps, or the maps they had, were deemed as like prejudicial based off of racial lines. They only had one area or one like predominantly black district that was represented. So they created 2 black majority districts. That got approved, and now they just threw that out, saying, because people challenged it and said that it was racial discrimination, and how
they got rid of the fucking Voting Rights Act, which made like it necessary to have at least a certain amount of black districts, because otherwise they would gerrymander it in Alabama and the South and make it no black districts, and that's what's about to happen. And the Supreme Court said that they can do it ahead of schedule, so it's for the next upcoming election. Like votes are already happening. Stupid.
Yeah. And Trump started this redistricting competition, though, and that's where in some places, like in Texas, they redrew their districts and they created it to where they thought they were going to keep the Latino vote in Texas. So they really leaned into that. And the way they redrew some of these districts in Texas picked up more of a Latino vote and now they've alienated those people.
Well, so what happens is, it's like you've gone from a super safe Republican district to like now you're only up by like 8 points because they like move some Republicans out of your district to go into another district so they can swoop another district. Except for it could be such a wave election that now that these districts are way closer, that you might end up losing seats because you're putting more Democrats into districts that didn't have them before,
or more swing voters into districts and independents that aren't supportive of what's been going on.
They're just less safe districts, and so in wave elections, like you can get trounced. Like this could backfire.
Yeah,
it's going to be a wave election. Trust.
I mean, in Ohio, Vivek Ramaswamy won his.
Oh, I didn't know he was running.
Yeah, he run at 82% of the vote. But some
Crazy.
people, yeah, but some people are like, yeah, but I mean, is he going to be competitive to win the election come
It's
November?
Ohio.
It's possible.
Whatever. If he's as a congressman, like I'm not worried about Vivek being in the House. Like
You know, he's just annoying.
he is annoying.
Like I really
Like
didn't like him. He's just a
yeah, he's annoying, but
schmooze.
yeah, I would never want to be president. But if he's gonna run a district in Ohio, like go for it, bro.
Yeah,
Hopefully
that's
they
fair.
don't eat the cats and dogs.
5 of Trump's targets have lost their races. One won. One race was too close to call. Redistrict ASAP for a November election or face a real risk of losing your seat. No excuse, Robbie Starbuck, a conservative activist, wrote on social media. Reschedule primaries if you must, but redraw the map. Voters demand action now, not weakness. The racists in the neighborhood want you to keep stay in control, so redraw those maps. But that's where in some of them they've redrawn them, and like you said, they could potentially backfire,
Yeah,
um, big time. Which I mean, obviously, I hope they do. Thomas Massey is one of the big proponents of the Epstein files. He worked across aisles for the bipartisan Epstein Epstein Act vote. He's been pivotal in.
yeah, he's called Trump out more than anybody who's in Congress. I thought he wasn't running again.
Yeah, well, he wants to get rid of Massey and Cassidy. Massey has been among members of Congress who were frustrated by the president by pressing the release of the files, challenging Trump for taking military action in Iran without congressional approval, and voting against the party's sweeping tax and budget bill last year. I vote with the Republican Party and this president 90% of the time. And the 10% of the time, I'm not voting with the party or the president. I'm keeping the promises that the president and I campaigned on. And that's what's been the biggest thing. There was, I mean, I don't know if it's real or not. It looks like it is, but there was that whole speech or like diatribe that Marjorie Taylor Greene was giving where she said like the day that MAGA died is whenever it was like I I signed the petition because the stuff needed to be released and this is what we were doing, and he called me and was like, hey, we don't need to do that. A lot of my friends are going to get in trouble. Like, what are you doing? You need to take your name off of the petition to release the Epstein files, and she refused. uh but this is what we've seen is like the attacks of these towards these people. I know we've talked about it so many times. It's so transparent. It's so frustrating that people don't see it for what it is. But Massey he was one of the first to go. So Marge is after the fact. Like, but I mean, Massey's been pivotal to this whole entire thing. And yeah, he'll make them comments in on TV live be like, nah, fuck this guy. And it's crazy because it's coming from him. And like he said, he votes for them 90% of the time. What do you see happening with this? Do you think they just lose their majorities, like it backfires on them, or do you think they're able to
I
kind
think
of
for
finagle it?
100% the House is done for the Republicans. I don't know about the Senate, but it's in play.
Which before wasn't it maybe just the House, but they would
Yeah,
hold the Senate, and now it's
yeah,
just gotten worse and worse.
yeah.
I think they said gas prices are up 52% at this point. What's
Yep.
gas for you out there right now?
Over $6.
That's crazy. I couldn't even imagine. It's not that here, but we're getting close to that $4, which in Texas is crazy high because like
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you go to Quick Trip, it's when I bought my car, it would be like $30 to fill it up. Now it costs me about $60, $62 to fill my car.
Crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Like luckily, I'm not having to drive too far. If this happened 4 years ago for work, I'd be losing my mind, dude. I don't know how I'd be functioning. I was filling up once a week. I'd be broke. Like I would have to be doing something else, honestly, because it'd be too far. And it's wild. People are asking for raises based off of inflation, based off of gas going up. Like it's wild to think that if you were to ask somebody like, "Hey, I need you to do me a favor, XYZ," and it required them driving, like you would like it's almost expected, like, and we'll cover your gas.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's a deterrent for people. Like, hey, it's too far for me to drive. I can't afford to drive out here anymore. And so Uber prices have skyrocketed. Ubers are not cheap. Like, they're not anywhere near where they used to be. I know that's
Yeah,
hard.
but that was because they were subsidizing it before to get you hooked to it, and then
No, I
now
know that,
the
but I
real
mean,
cost is coming in.
the real cost is coming in, but also gas is super
Yeah, obviously,
expensive,
yeah,
and they're
yeah,
going
yeah.
to increase that fee just to make sure they're taking care of their people. So I don't know. I just thought it was interesting, and you brought it up earlier, so I was like, "Oh, that's the last article." It's just, yeah, they're redrawing this shit. He's getting rid of people, but the people he's endorsing and replacing are just getting more and more and more extreme because he's losing like the mainline Republicans that helped him get elected the first time, then the second time, more the second time, and like backing him and supporting him and giving him extra credibility, and now he's getting rid of a bunch of them. It's fucking weird, man. It's I hope it blows up, but I could also see them continuing to try to pull shit. I think we're going to see videos of people getting arrested at polling stations for no reasons, all sorts of goofy shit. Like, I think that if you show up wearing like a Biden shirt, you're not supposed to wear, political affiliated stuff when you go vote. It's against the law or whatever, but people do it. Like, there would be people in MAGA hats going to vote the first time he voted. I think that they're going to fuck with people. I think it's only going to get worse.
Definitely gonna get worse. I don't know about that though.
We'll see, man. You got anything else, hot boy?
Meditate, bitches.
Make sure I like, follow, whatever. We don't give a shit. We just like that you listen. Any new countries, by the way? Or are we still rocking what we got?
Nope, just 108. We went through a surge.
108.
Now it's back. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it is. More than half of the world.
Bam. That's actually pretty tight. But y'all be good. Stay focused. Stay strong. Stay off drugs or on drugs if that's your thing. And as always, go fuck yourselves.
Shout out.
Recording stopped.